Hey guys, how's it going? Phil here. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the Mophie Juice Pack for the iPhone 6 Plus. Now, if you can't already tell, just by the types of cases I always recommend and that I say that I always like it when my cases do more than just protect my device. In fact, until I picked this up, my daily driver case has been the Varus Damned Slide. For those who don't know and haven't seen my previous video on it, it's basically a wallet case where I can put cards and different things like that in here. So I usually like a case that's not just protective. It has some other parting features with it. And Mophie were one of the companies that came out with one of the first of that type. And that is having a case with a built-in backup battery. And if they weren't the first, they're definitely one of the best. So this particular model of the Juice Pack retails for $99.99. There's also the Space Pack, which gives you additional storage as well, and that one starts at $149.99 and goes up from there. Now, being that I have a 16 gigabyte phone, I really did consider getting the Space Pack, but ultimately this one was a better deal at the time, so I decided to just jump for this one. Now, I did get this one in gold, just because I'm used to, using the gold Varus case, so I decided to get something similar to where I can at least spot it really quickly. Now, this is a 2600 milliamp hour battery, which gives you, as you see both of these places, about 60% more charge. But what does that actually translate into? Well, so that 2600 milliamp hour gives you roughly 14 and a half extra hours of talk time, 7 and a 5 hours of web browsing, 7 and a 5 hours of web browsing, 7 and a 5 hours of web browsing,
7 and a 5 hours of web browsing,
8.5 hours of video playback, and 48 hours of music playback. Now, that's pretty impressive, at least to me. So let's just go ahead and jump right into this. Just kind of let the box come off like so. And I'll put this off to the side. Now, inside the box, of course, you're first greeted with the case itself, but let's go ahead and put that off to the side and take a look at what else comes in the box. Now, the first thing is actually on the back of here, and it is a pass-through headphone adapter. Now, for those who might not know, this was actually a problem they had on the original iPhones, and then it was fixed for the iPhone 3G, but this case kind of brings it back. It's that the headphone port, when you have all that extra bulk, is super recessed. So a lot of headphones that you might have that have like a right angle jack, similar to my Bose QC25s, won't fit into the bottom of the phone because of the extra kind of, space between the bottom of the case and the actual bottom of the phone. So something like this will allow you to plug that thinner part into the bottom of the case to where you can make a good connection. So that's why they include that. I definitely like it. This is one of those necessary evils with a Mophie case, being that they have to fit so much into the bottom of the case. It makes sense that they'd have to use this type of extender. Also included in the box, we have a micro USB cable for charging. Now, this will replace your existing lightning cable as your everyday charging cable if you decide to charge the phone inside of the case, which has its pros and cons. For myself, it's actually a pro because I actually have more micro USB cables lying around than lightning ones. So being able to just use micro USB to charge my iPhone works for me. And there's also a quick start guide, just pretty stuck to the bottom of the box. And this basically tells you how to turn it on and how to do all kinds of great stuff and talks about warranty stuff. But of course, we don't need this, so let's just Now let's go ahead, put that aside, and take a look at the case itself. So first, let's take it out of Mophie's interesting packaging. Put that off to the side. And yeah. So the first thing I'm noticing just by feeling it, I'm noticing two things right away. Number one, this is adding a significant amount of thickness to your phone. So if you're not someone who enjoys having a thicker device, you like kind of the sleek profile of the iPhone 6 Plus without a case, then this will definitely take some getting used to. The second thing I'm noticing is that this case, at least compared to my Damda, is a lot more slippery. Now with the Damda, you have these rubber edges that you can grip onto, and they're kind of, edged on the sides to where you can get a pretty solid grip. Whereas with this, it's a bit, just straight plastic. So it's gonna slip a little bit. But, you know, that's just something you have to consider when getting this kind of thing. Now, going around the case, on the right-hand side, if you're staring at the front, we have your replacement button for your power. On the left-hand side, we have our volume rocker buttons, as well as our cutout for our vibrate switch. On the back here at the top, we have our cutout for our camera with the kind of anti-glare flash ring black thingy that surrounds the camera and, of course, helps reduce the glare of the flash. On the bottom of the back, we have all of our battery controls. Basically, this button tells you how much juice your battery has left. These LED readouts are how you read that. I believe they're in increments of 25, so it's nice to have. And this is an on-off switch. If it's red, it's off, and if it's green, it's on. On the front here, we have our Mophie branding, as well as our kind of relocation slots for our microphone and speaker. Now, if you might know, on the iPhone 6 Plus itself, those are at the bottom of the phone. This kind of reroutes them to the front, so it actually helps you whenever you're watching movies and stuff like that as well. And here at the bottom, we have our headphone jack that, like I said, is recessed a bit because of this chunky little chin on the front of the case, as well as our micro USB charging port for, of course, charging. So now that we've gone around the case, let's go ahead and take my iPhone out of the damned here, like so. Just put that off to the side and throw it into the Mophie. Now, one thing I like about these Mophie cases is that they actually come pre-charged, so that's always a step in the right direction. You know, that means if you're buying it in a pinch, you know, you're at a store, you need something to charge your phone, this is an option that doesn't tie you down. You can kind of take your device wherever you need it to go. So how I did that is I just slid the phone in. I don't know if that was obvious. And we go ahead and put that top cap back on, and that's it. Now if you look at the top of my device here, you'll see that I'm at 13%, and that is just because my phone's jailbroken, so it seems to die pretty fast. But if you go ahead and flip that switch on the back to the on position, and look at the front again, it's now charging. So that's also always a really nice thing to have. You're not tethered to any cables or anything. You can just kind of bring your device wherever you need to and have it charging on the go. Now this does act as a full pass-through, basically meaning if you plug in the phone in the case like so, you just plug it into a power source, it will charge the phone first and then it will charge the case. So your phone will always be topped off before the case, which is always a nice feature. You know, if you plug it in kind of late, wake up early the next morning, you don't have to worry about all the charge going on the case. You know, the phone itself is going to charge first, to where, you know, if it's not even worth bringing the case, you don't really have to. So yeah guys, this has been my video of the Mophie Juice Pack. I'll leave links down below if you want to pick one of these up for yourself. I'll leave links to the iPhone 6 as well as the 6 Plus version of the case. It's definitely worth it in my opinion, especially at $100. I mean, yeah, you can get bigger backup batteries for much cheaper, but this one you just don't have to worry about lugging around a second thing. It's just all in one. It adds a little bit of bulk to the phone, but for someone like me at least, that is not a big deal. So if you've liked this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up down below. I definitely appreciate it. If you didn't like it, go ahead and hit a thumbs down. It's okay, I understand. Leave a comment down below with what your favorite case for the iPhone 6 or 6 Plus or whatever device you're using is. Just let me know what your favorite case is. I'd love to know. Also, go ahead and follow me on all the social media down below. I want to get you guys more involved kind of with what I'm doing. You know, there are a lot of awkward pauses between when I do videos, and that will kind of act as a bridge between that. So I would definitely appreciate it if you follow me on all the social media down below. And yeah. And if you like this video and want to see more like this or more general tech videos, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and you'll be notified of every time I produce a new video. So yeah guys, on behalf of RomanTechReviews.com, I've been Phil Begnow, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.